Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of True Crime Time for Wednesday, June the 11th, 2025, and I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cindy Overton.
And back in the saddle, about to bring you some True Crime Time from all over. Recorded a really good episode this morning with Queens of Digital Media, Miss Tina of the Human Sex Trafficking series. Right?
Yeah, I think she just...
Yeah, I guess I should drop human. Well, it could be animals. Yeah. Unfortunately, probably there are animals that get done also. But it was really, really good episode, very eye-opening, more of her story and what's going on and everything. So y'all tune in and listen to that on Saturday. It's going to be excellent. And of course, the Big E. Hashtag Justice for Bradley. It's Bradley Strasner. Drops Friday, 12:01 a.m.
And our convicts and patrons get it Thursday.
That's right. You got commercial-free early release for convicts and patrons, and we love and appreciate y'all. And if you can't be a convict or patron, then please. Just go listen to it anyway. We love you no matter what, right? We get it. And so you can go to the Real Life Real Crime Community app and download it free and become a convict, or go to patreon.com, type in Real Life Real Crime, and see what the different benefit levels are.
Yes.
So, but the Bradley Strasner case, I recorded it this past Saturday, the first episode. With Morgan Baggett, and it's very, very this case is just so whack. I mean, that's the reason I took it. Unfortunately, I believe there's probably going to be 2 murders in it instead of 1, and possibly 3, and bad police work again. Just a lot of stuff, and it's going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I took this case.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got pissed off.
Yeah.
And a lot of interest in it already. Y'all go check out our TikTok, Real Life Real Crime, and it's grown by a couple thousand since we even announced taking the case. A lot of people are interested in it. And we've been putting up more videos. And I recorded 2 episodes this week with Sheriff Jason Ard, and went back to my roots, to the training center at LPSO, which is now an unbelievably amazing place. Our old training center was a double wide, and this place is like just pimped out. It's amazing. But those guys and girls deserve it, and they've done a hell of a job with that place, and including Sheriff R's new podcast, Behind the Scenes, with Sheriff Jason Ard. Yeah. And so y'all go check that out. But the case was Miss Barbara Blunt. Right. And that's the one that we haven't solved, even though I think you solved. I know what I know, but I can't prove beyond a reasonable doubt. So y'all continue calling you tips on that case, and we're closer than we've ever been. Yeah. I'll tell you that. And that's amazing.
That is amazing.
So, and, I talked about Miss Tina, and of course we're recording a daily show, and got lots of stuff going on.
I know.
Busy time for Real Life Real Crime.
Very busy time.
So new studio again, new equipment. We apologize about any mechanical issues. You buy the newest and the best, you think it's going to be easy, but obviously, bugs work out. Speed bumps, not anything that's going to derail the show. So let's get down to it. But now, before we get started, you like my hat? It says,
I don't know where that hat came from.
I don't either. It was in the closet. Y'all were in the new house and everything too. So that's all been a real rolling on thing.
Show the people your hat.
Yeah, they can read it from there. It says, let's grill some shit, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, now we are going to bring you stories from around the world and everything that's going on, and that's what we do. So let's get started, but I got to jump you because some top breaking news, if you will. I don't know what you want to call it. It's time for worldwide crime. All right, y'all, here we go. Unfortunately, another mass shooting. And 10 people have been killed in a mass school shooting. 10 people have been killed in a school shooting in the Austrian city of Graz. And they're saying it's the deadliest gun attack in the country's recent history. I mean, craziness. So the cops said that a 21-year-old, the shooter, or the gunman, who was a former student, took his own life in the school bathroom after he killed all these other people. And this happened, y'all, at the Dreierschutzgasse Secondary School in the northwest of the city. 6 females and 3 males were killed in the attack. And this according to the minister, Gerard Karner. And a further 12 people were injured, some seriously. So on Tuesday, local media reported an injured female had died in the hospital, which brings the number of victims to 10 thus far. So the gunman, and they hadn't named him yet, and I wouldn't say his name anyway, was a former Dreierschutzgasse student who didn't graduate from the school. And they said there's been a lot of speculation about the case, adding it's now the job of the criminal office to investigate. But in the same conference, the police said the gunman's motive was still under investigation. But they did confirm the gunman was not known to police before the attack. But the current information suggests the shooter legally owned the 2 guns that they used in the attack and had a firearms license. Yeah. So you go through all the hoops. You want to kill, you're going to kill. Right. The local news reported the suspect used a pistol and a shotgun to carry out the shooting. A pistol and a shotgun. I mean, how did the fuck you walk down the street with a shotgun? But he was an Austrian man from the wider Graz region who acted alone. So y'all, Austria has declared 3 days of mourning, and a nationwide minute of silence will be held on today, Wednesday at 10 o'clock a.m. local time in memory of the victims. Of course, we're recording this a day early. But the flags on the Hofburg Palace in Vienna, where the president, Alexander van der Bellen, has his office, will fly at half-mast. The school where the attack took place will remain closed. The Austrian Chancellor, Christian Stocker, said Tuesday was a dark day in the history of our country and declared the shooting a national tragedy. He said, a school is more than just a place to learn. It is a space for trust, for feeling comfortable, and for having a future. And he added, this safe place has been violated. In these difficult hours, being human is our strongest point. And anyway, the Austria's APA news agency reported that 7 of the victims were students, pupils. They said the attack strikes our country right at its heart. And these were young people who had their whole lives ahead of them. So let me tell you about it real quick. The police said they began an operation at 10 o'clock local time. after gunshots were heard from inside the school. And a specialist Cobra tactical unit, which handles attacks and hostage situations, was deployed to the school. Authorities evacuated all pupils and teachers from the building, and police confirmed the school had been secured and there was no further danger posed to the members of the public. They said, locally, we have seen people crying on the streets, talking to friends that have been at the school when the shooting happened, who maybe have lost a friend. This is according to Franny Gasser, who's a journalist for the Austrian daily newspaper. She told the BBC News, everybody knows somebody at school because Graz, despite being the second largest city in Austria, is not that big. She said the school was likely unprepared for the possibility of the attack. She said, we're not living in America. We're living in Austria, which seems like a very safe space. The mayor, Elkar, called the incident a terrible tragedy. And it just goes on and on and on. And talks about people giving blood and everything else. But just another crazy, sad time for the world. I mean, it can happen anywhere. And people want to kill, they're going to kill. And that's the way that it is. Unfortunately, that's the way we live.
Unfortunately.
So, I don't know. What you got?
Respect for life.
What you got?
I have somewhat of an update on Travis Decker.
That's a piece of shit dad that killed his daughters, right?
Yes,
daughters. And was on the run.
Yes.
What tell me about him.
So I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory just for anyone that might not listen to the previous episode. But he was 32 years old, Travis Decker, a U.S. Army veteran, was diagnosed with PTSD and borderline personality disorder. He divorced his wife, Whitney, in 2022. And Whitney sought custody restrictions starting in September 2024 when she started to notice disturbing behaviors and noticed a decline in Travis's mental health. So his daughters was Peyton, who was 9 years old, Evelyn, who was 8, and Olivia, who was 5. And at 5 p.m. on May the 30th, he took them for a scheduled visitation, and they were due back by 8. And Whitney reported them missing at 9:35. So I guess she gave him a little bit of a grace period and then did the reporting. And then, like I stated previously, then they did an endangered alert report, and they did not do the Amber Alert. But a couple of days go by, and there's no sign of them, and some people found 3 bodies at a campground, Rock Island campground, on June 2nd. And what they saw, and you did a very horrible, it was a very, I can't say good, but description of what those poor babies went through that day.
Mm-hmm. Because they zip tied them and put plastic bags over the head and suffocated them.
Exactly. And I'm reading the story, and sometimes it's easier for me to read the stories because I can separate myself a little bit from it. But when you started and you described that, it just horrible. But anyway, they each had a plastic bag over their head, zip ties around their wrists. His truck, the dad's truck, was parked nearby, and it had 2 bloody handprints on the tailgate along with some personal items. Autopsies confirmed what we already know is that suffocation was the time of death. And that is the update, because when we reported it, the bodies had been found. He was on the loose. The bodies had been, sent for autopsies and all of that. So it confirms that blood in the truck and at the site included male human blood and non-human blood, confirming the forensic links to Travis. Their family dog, Travis brought with them, was alive and placed in humane care. Then on June 3rd through 5th, they continue to look for Travis. And they end up charging him with 3 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of kidnapping, custodial interference, and filed in a federal court. All of this was filed in a federal court for unlawful flight to avoid prosecution. Whitney's lawyer, the mom's lawyer, said to People magazine, people.com, that she saw no prior red flags. I don't understand that. Blaming systemic failures in addressing Travis's mental health. But she was the one that was fighting in court to have these changes in his visitation. But now the feds have taken over. We have the U.S. Marshals involved, Border Patrol, because he had done a search about how to escape, like basically to Canada. And so those are involved. And as we reported the other day, over 100 personnel are searching the rugged terrain near the Pacific Crest Trail, hypothesizing that Travis might have fled towards Canada. Mm-hmm. There's still a $20,000 reward. And of course, the public is urged to review their home security footage and, report any sightings. Then we get to June 9th and 10th, and that's where the blood analysis comes back and tests pinpointed, like I said previously, of the male blood at the campsite, confirming Travis's presence, and his DNA was found as well. The family has started a GoFundMe, and they've already raised $1 million.
I saw that.
They're in that area. There's frozen trails still, even though it's hot as
it's so cold up north.
Yeah. And there's a lot of closed public lands and stuff like that. So it's very difficult.
Yeah, they're going to get him.
So that's basically the update.
They're going to get him, fuck him, in hell or jail. I personally hope they smoke him like a pack of Cools, right?
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack and hydration sponsor. We're so excited to announce they've teamed up with Thomas Keller, Michelin star chef of the French Laundry, on 2 special edition products, a salted caramel chip protein bar and a yuzu mango hydration mix. Y'all, the salted caramel chip bar is officially my new favorite protein bar. It tastes just as dreamy as it sounds, sweet and salty and totally addicting in the best way. This collaboration grew out of Chef Keller's daily regimen of IQ Bar products and combines IQ Bar's nutritional excellence with Keller's culinary expertise. IQ Bar's plant protein bars are packed with clean and delicious ingredients that keep you physically and mentally fit. Example, the salted caramel chip IQ Bar has 12 grams of protein and only 1 gram of sugar, plus brain-boosting nutrients like lion's mane adaptogen. The Yuzu Mango IQ Mix is a refreshing zero-sugar hydration mix that marries bold flavor, essential electrolytes for your body, and lion's mane plus magnesium for your brain. Just mixed with water for the Michelin star taste and next-level hydration. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their busy lifestyles with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. When IQ Bar sent me the salted caramel chip IQ Bar and the yuzu mango IQ mix, I was blown away. I couldn't believe something so delicious could be good for me. I had never had yuzu before either. In case you don't know, it's a citrus fruit, a cross between a lemon, a grapefruit, and a mandarin, which pairs well with the sweet tropical essence of mango. And right now, IQ Bar is offering our special podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text RLRC to 64,000. Text RLRC to 64,000. That's RLRC to 64,000. Regular message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. Did you know your birthday doesn't tell the whole story when it comes to how old you really are? I've learned that your biological age, basically how old your cells and organs actually are, is one of the most powerful predictors of your long-term health. That's why I was so curious to try the True Age test from True Diagnostic. It's a super simple at-home test that helps you uncover your biological age and gives you insight into your risk for things like Alzheimer's, heart disease, even early mortality. I ordered it myself because I wanted a clearer picture of my health beyond just checkups. It blew my mind to learn that if your biological age is just 5 years older than your actual age, your risk of major illness can go up by 30 to 50%. That was a wake-up call. But what really motivated me was this. Up to 90% of biological aging is driven by lifestyle. That means how we eat, sleep, move, and manage stress really matters. And we can slow it down. True Diagnostic doesn't just show you your biological age. You get a full personalized report loaded with science-backed steps to actually improve your health over time. I'm genuinely excited to see my results and make some smart changes, maybe dial in my sleep, or rethink my supplements, or just build better habits overall. The whole process is easy. Just a quick finger prick at home, pop your sample into the prepaid mailer, and a few weeks later, your results are online with clear, actionable insights. If you care about protecting your health and want to find out what your real age is, head over to truediagnostic.com and use my code RLRC to get 20% off your entire order or subscription. That's truediagnostic.com and use RLRC at checkout to get 20% off. Your future self will thank you. Hey, lifers, Woody Overton here, and I want to talk to y'all about something that's come up around our house more than once lately: hormones. Now, I can't speak from personal experience on this one, but I've seen it firsthand with Cindy. There were days she'd be feeling drained, overwhelmed, even a little off. We couldn't figure out why. She was eating right, taking care of herself, getting things done like always, but something just wasn't clicking. Turns out it wasn't just stress. It wasn't just being tired. She took this free 2-minute quiz from a company called Happy Mammoth, and it gave her some serious insight into what might be going on with her hormone levels. After answering just a few simple questions, she got personalized breakdown, and one of the main things it pointed out was that her body may be overloaded with estrogen. That's when we found Hormone Harmony, Happy Mammoth's plant-based herbal formula designed to support your hormone levels, stress response, and overall well-being. Since Cindy started taking Hormone Harmony, she said it's made a noticeable difference. Things like occasional bloating, low energy, and those mild mood dips, all less frequent. And it didn't take a huge lifestyle overhaul to see those changes. Just a small daily habit that fit right into her routine. Now listen, this isn't some one-size-fits-all deal. This quiz gives you personalized recommendations so you can understand what's going on in your body and what might help you feel better. Whether it's Hormone Harmony or one of their other hormone support products, you'll know exactly where to start. And here's the thing. Happy Mammoth has helped thousands of women. They have over 40,000 5-star reviews, and a bottle of Hormone Harmony sells every 24 seconds. That many folks can't be wrong. Ready to start feeling like yourself again? Head over to happymammoth.com and take their free 2-minute hormone quiz today to find the ultimate answer to your stubborn hormonal issues. And for a limited time, you can also get 15% off your entire first order with my code RLRC at checkout. That's HAPPYMAMMOTH.com and use the code RLRC for 15% off today. Hey, you know what doesn't belong in your epic summer plans? That's getting burned by your old wireless bill. While you're planning beach trips and barbecues and 3-day weekends, your wireless bill should be the last thing holding you back. That's why I made the switch to Mint Mobile. With plans starting at $15 a month, Mint Mobile gives you premium wireless service on the nation's largest 5G network. The coverage and the speed you're used to, but way less money. So while your friends are sweating over data overages and surprise charges, you'll be chilling literally and financially. Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you. All plans come from high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered to the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. I use this and you should too. And honestly, the switch to Mint Mobile was a no-brainer for me. The service is just as good as my old provider, but my bill is a fraction of what it used to be. I haven't had any dropped calls. My data speeds are solid, and knowing I'm saving money every single month, that's the real win. This year, skip breaking the sweat and breaking the bank. Get your summer savings and shop premium wireless plans at mintmobile.com/RLRC. That's mintmobile.com/RLRC. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months. 5 gigabyte plan required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for the first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees are extra. See Mint Mobile for details. There's a guy named Charles Robinson. He wanted to fly from Detroit Metropolitan Airport to Los Angeles on June the 5th on Spirit Airlines. That is correct. And you know what? He didn't take TSA's advisement, which is they always say, please show up to it. You know, if you're standing in line and we were traveling the country, not Cindy and I, but another guy and I were traveling the country, working, doing what we did. And, but it wasn't this in the Spirit story. It's just an airline story. And we were in the airport, DFW. We're at the TSA and the lines were packed as fuck, right? And this guy was behind us and he's like, y'all need to hurry up. Y'all need to hurry up. I'm going to miss my flight. And he was just raising all kinds of hell. And the TSA agent said, sir, TSA recommends that you arrive at the airport 2 hours before your departure. And he's like, that didn't help me. And he's going through and he's like slamming shit. And then he's like, I want to see an agent. And an agent came up to him and how can they help you? He said, I'm going to be late. I need to get through this line. She said, sir, TSA recommends that you show up 2 hours before your flight. And he's like, God damn it, I already heard that. I want to see your supervisor. And I said, the supervisor line's not moving. I mean, the more he complains, the more it's fucking shit up. Supervisor comes over and he starts, I'm going to be late for my flight and you better let me through. And he said, sir, TSA advised that you arrive 2 hours before your departure. And look, I almost felt bad enough for him to let him pass me, but fuck that motherfucker. He was just raising hell. And they had asked him, when's your flight? And it was like in fucking 10 minutes. How the fuck you show up at TSA and you got 10 minutes to get on a plane? Right. So anyway, back to it. I'm sure he missed his flight. Well, Charles Robinson was booked to fly on Spirit on June the 5th. Like he's trying to get out to Los Angeles, right? So he did not take TSA's advisory and he didn't show up 2 hours before his flight. But I guess he thought he could make it like this other asshole. But he didn't. Right. And he got to the gate and they said, sorry, the plane is leaving. You need to rebook. Wow. Right? So, I mean, everybody would be pissed off about that. Yeah. But it's kind of his fucking fault, right? I mean, you're late. Let's say you get caught. Sometimes it's not your fault. I mean, you may have left 2 hours early or got there 2 hours early and fell asleep. I don't know what the fuck. Whatever the fuck, it doesn't matter. He was late and the gates closed, planes leaving and all that. Well, he just should have gone and rebooked. Instead, he's 23 years old. Okay. Instead, he goes and gets on his phone and calls Spirit Airlines at 6:25 a.m. And he says, I got information about how there would be someone who's going to try to blow up the airport, and there's going to be someone that's going to try to blow up that flight. 2145. He's like, fuck it. If I can't fly it, nobody's going to fly it. So then this fucking idiot, he gives a description of an individual. He gives a description of the individual, and he told Spirit Airlines, and this is part of the district attorney's office. He said, they're going to be carrying a bomb through the TSA, and they're still threatening to do it. If they're still attempting to do it, they said it's not going to be able to be detected. Please don't let that flight board.
It's not going to be.
You're talking about dumb fucking criminals. This has got to be the fucking dumbest of the dumb. So what? You know what? What Spirit doesn't know, it's a late motherfucker, and so they send in God and everybody, right? But he got his wish to a certain extent. The flight was immediately postponed, and the passengers and crew were made to get off the plane. Right. So nobody got to fly because this asshole was late. Yeah. And then they sent in bomb sniffing dogs and, unfortunately for him, FBI agents that were sent in to sweep the airplane, but magically no bomb or explosives were found. And Robinson is just this guy. Just when you think he couldn't get any stupider, more stupid, he had left the airport, but he returned to board another flight.
Oh my gosh. Why did he even do
right? To board another flight. And that's when they got his ass. They cuffed him and stuffed him. And they charged him with federal charges. And he's got to be in federal court. But he was released on bond. And he's got to be back in court on June the 27th. But they said, no American wants to hear the words bomb and airplane in the same sentence. Making this kind of threat undermines our collective sense of security and wastes valuable law enforcement resources, as U.S. Attorney Jerome F. Grogan. And anyone who threatens to bomb an aircraft and endanger public safety will be swiftly investigated and brought to justice, right? And that's what the FBI said. And so this idiot, let me just, one lady that was on the flight, Josie Moore, she telling CBS News what happened. She said the plane had begun to back away from the gate when the captain told them they were being held up, literally. So something at the gate had happened, she told CBS News. You could just kind of feel something was wrong, but we didn't really know what was wrong. And she said that the passengers were left on the plane for 3 hours before they were asked to exit without their belongings. She said they were then taken back to the terminal and waited an additional 2 hours before they could board the plane again after it had been inspected and cleared by police. Motherfucker might have caught the same flight later on, right. but except that, of course, Spirit Airlines comes out and says they're cooperating law enforcement, et cetera. But they actually took that aircraft, they taxied it to a remote location. And that's where the guests were safely deplaned and transported back to the terminal. And the guests were rescreened, and the aircraft was inspected and cleared by law enforcement, all according to Spirit. And the thunder's coming in upon us, and the thunder rained down on this asshole, because you can't be doing that. It's a no-no. And I mean, fuck him. I hope they fucking give him fucking 20 years in prison. What an idiot. So I'm going to tell you something that happened today being Tuesday in Lafayette, Louisiana. Okay. They had a bomb scare. They cleared the whole airport and everything else because they said it is. And they said it was allegedly 2 hand grenades. And golly, y'all, it's really blowing outside. They said it was 2 hand grenades and, of course, a suspicious package or whatever. I don't know who called it in. It might have been somebody that missed their flight. Might have been somebody missed their flight, but they shut down the whole airport, all flights and everything else. But Louisiana State Police and the dogs, the bomb sniffing dogs and all the tactical teams responded and cleared the airport. And thankfully, no bombs were found. Wow. So it's out there, planes, trains, and automobiles. Get you some of that.
I am going to take us to California.
All right. What's up in Cali? Oh, you know what? They still out there riding, tearing shit up. And I read today that the Congress called for a special investigation because it took the Los Angeles PD 2 hours to respond to the ICE agents calling for help when they were under attack. They had over 1,000 people surrounding the federal building. We told you about the Molotov cocktails before. And of course, they violently attacked these federal agents and destroyed, parts of the building and shit like that. 2 hours?
That's just
no, fuck you. The blue back and blue. That had to come from up on high if that's true. And the Los Angeles police chief said, it wasn't 2 hours, it's 40 minutes.
That's
40 fucking minutes. After 40 minutes, I can drive to Baton Rouge. I can drive to New Orleans in 40 minutes, and that's without speeding.
Okay, well, I'm not talking about that.
All right.
I'm talking about a man who lost his mom.
He lost her like she'd be dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in 2016, Ian Edward Crow, who was in his mid-50s, lost his mom. And so she died, and he's feeling, I guess, lonely, wanting a maternal figure in his life. And he reaches out to a 74-year-old lifelong friend, I guess, kind of to take over that role.
A female?
Yes. And she'd known his mother for years. And when he reached out to her, she offered condolences for his mom's death, and they started communicating more often. Mm-hmm. They decided to take a road trip across the West Coast from New Mexico to the Bay Area.
Okay.
That sounded fun, right?
Right.
This older lady out of the house, give him some mom time, Well, by August of 2020, Crow's behavior turned very controlling.
All right.
So he forcibly took over her bank accounts. He claimed that she had enemies out there that were after her. And he trapped her in a Belmont, California Hyatt House hotel room. So over those 2 years, Crow raped her.
Nice.
Tortured her.
In the same hotel room?
Uh-huh.
They stayed in the hotel room for 2 years?
That's what the story says.
All right.
Browbeating her with threats, including, I'll kill you and torture you if you try to leave. She was physically abused. And
fuck that motherfucker.
Police later found her naked, bruised, immobile, with a broken finger and an untreated ankle injury that occurred in 2021. So at sentencing, I don't know when he was arrested, but at sentencing, the DA described that this started out as a friendship with the victim, then suddenly this guy turns into a beast. Crow, the beast, also faked medical emergencies. He faked heart attacks while the trial was going on when he was finally arrested.
He's a special idiot.
He's having a heart attack to delay the proceedings. And the DA says this is just like a game for him. He's playing games, and he's continuing to play games. And he truly believes that he is the victim in this.
Right. He also believes he's the smartest person in the room, but he's not.
So on August 20th of 2022, the woman, the victim, concealed a message to a friend in Berkeley. And she said the police described the message as vague, but it was enough to raise alarm. And a few days later, August 25th of 2022, Belmont police stormed the hotel and rescued her. So
can't believe they stayed at Hyatt for two years.
In February 20th of 2025, a jury convicted Crow of 33 felony counts, including rape, torture, false imprisonment, sodomy, and
Good Lord.
repeated sexual assault. So, June of 2025, he was handed a historic sentencing.
I hope so.
Do you want to guess how many life prison terms he got?
Whoever the judge is, I love him already. I have no idea.
I'm not going to make you guess because I don't think you'll ever guess it.
All right, how many?
394.
Life sentences?
Life
Yeah.
sentences.
I'm pretty sure that's not going to stand on appeal, but he'll get life anyway.
Well, 394 years to life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
well, still.
394 life sentences. He had to kill 394 people with aggravated circumstances. But you know what? Fuck him. He deserves it. But Kimmy Anderson in the Real Life Real Crime Community app, she travels all around the world. She did send in a thing for the title for an asshole like this.
I read it and I don't remember what she said.
Real Life Real Crime, the podcast, is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are the things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
This Father's Day at Lowe's, score free gifts for the greatest dad. Right now, get a free select DeWalt, Craftsman, or Cobalt tool with purchase of a select battery kit. Plus, get a free Werner 2-foot aluminum ladder when you buy an 8-foot fiberglass ladder. Shop these deals and more this Father's Day at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 6/15 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
I just had it and made myself forget it. Real bad shit sucks. And that was some real bad shit. And that's a real bad dude. And it really sucks, especially for that 74-year-old lady. And you know what? Fuck that dude. He's going to jail and they're going to tear him limb for limb.
And just one final quote. The survivor is quoted as saying in court, "I survived beyond all odds."
Yeah.
And she is a survivor thriver, because that would be almost, I don't know. Human sex trafficking. My goodness.
Well, we don't know if she's thriving, but at least she's surviving, right? Yeah. So I don't know. Real bad shit sucks. And that definitely sucks. It's time for Family Matters. All right. Bringing you back to the great state of Louisiana, right? We're going to St. Tammany Parish. And for those of you not from here, or those of you who are coming to our live show on Friday, July 19th, that's actually the parish that butts up to where our live show is going to be at Southeastern Louisiana University. It also touches the Mississippi line in a couple directions, and it's directly across Lake Pontchartrain from the city of New Orleans, right? So, and I'm probably going to make you cry. Are you ready for this?
No.
Yeah, this Joseph Boatman is 32 years old. He's a daddy. Was a daddy. He's a father of a toddler. And he left the toddler in a car on one of the hottest days of the year, and it's been hot this year, y'all, in Louisiana. And the baby died, and he's now being charged with her death. So Joseph Boatman, 32, was booked into the St. Tammany Parish Correctional Center. I've been there many times. On June the 8th, after his 21-month-old daughter died when she was left in his car overnight. Overnight.
Get your kid overnight.
Yeah, that's these stories are horrible as it is, but you left your kid in the car overnight.
I mean, I've heard so many people go to work, they forget the kids in the car, they come out of work, they go to the daycare to pick up their child. They still have this cognizance that
I understand.
child, that he's leaving her overnight.
Yeah. Yeah. My parents left me in Astro one time, left me at church a lot of times. But this happened outside a home in Madisonville, very nice community, or a town. It's close to the lake, and it's like the new dining destination, all that. But the town itself, Madisonville, has less than 800 people. It's only 40 miles from New Orleans. So the temperature in Madisonville had reached its peak at 92 degrees during the time the child was left in the car. And the heat index, y'all, because the humidity here is hot as fuck, the heat index was as high as 104. Now let's talk about that for a second. This, like Shane and them come from Wisconsin, or I go to Wisconsin, it's such relief. If it's 92 there, it's like 82 here. Yeah. And if it's 92 here, when you got 100% humidity, it feels like 104. That's why in Louisiana, they always had the feels like. So, but doesn't take into the fact that the car is closed up, and it makes it so much hotter. So Boatman is charged with second-degree murder and can face additional charges, according to the St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Office, who are still investigating. And the initial investigation into the matter, they showed that Boatman arrived at a family member's home around 2:30 a.m. on June 8th to pick up his daughter. I know, right? 1 month old. He had been out drinking prior to picking up his daughter. I know you're sitting there with this dumbfounded look in your face. Y'all go watch our YouTube. All our episodes of video now. So he went out and partied. Yeah. It left his 21-month-old with somebody, a family member, to watch, and he shows up at 2:30 a.m., probably drunk as fuck, to pick her up, and he does. So the detectives believe he had consumed multiple alcoholic beverages that night. Well, here's not a public service, but a newsflash for you. If you're out to 2:30 a.m. in a bar room, you're going to have more than one drink. So Boatman gets his baby girl, puts her in a car seat, and he goes back inside the house. Well, the next day around noon, that's 7.5 hours later, a family member noticed that the child was in the car. And she called 911, or they called 911. Then when they get there, the toddler is unresponsive when the deputies arrive, and the baby girl, was pronounced dead on the scene. They said, and Sheriff Randy Smith said, "This is a devastating loss that no family ever wants to face. When a child is left in a vehicle, especially on a day when the heat index climbs over 100 degrees, the outcome can turn deadly in a matter of minutes. This case involved compromised judgment, and the result was heartbreaking. And Boatman's ass is locked up in the sheriff's hotel on a bond of $750,000. Now, let's talk about it for a minute. Kimmy say bad shit sucks? That is bad. And I'm sure it's going to come out that, maybe they're going through a divorce or whatever, and then it was his turn for custody. But how many's in his 30s? Even if he was 18, it wouldn't matter. But you come out, you're so fucked up, you strap your kid and 20-month-old in the car seat, you go back inside and pass out. And so you go inside, you pass out, and I know, especially in Wisconsin, you just wouldn't get it. The heat still at nighttime. But that next morning, the baby's been in the car at night. It's still, let's say it was mid-70s with a heat index of 85 at 2:30 in the morning. That's realistic for here, right? And But as the sun comes up, what happens? It gets hot, and it gets hotter. And it wasn't until noon when they found her. And at that time, it was already 92 degrees with a heat index of 104. Now, go to Courtney Coco's case. When they found her body in Winnie, Texas, when she was posed in the warehouse, the Texas Rangers and David Rabelais and them just couldn't believe the first detective on the scene could not believe that she had been dead for only less than 2 days because her body was so badly decomposed, right? Like bad. And I saw the photographs. I'm like, you'd look at this and think, oh my God, this person's, been in the heat for a month. And so during her trial, they actually did the studies. What happened was they killed her and put her body in the trunk of a car. The high was only 82 degrees. Yeah. All right. So they went to General Motors, and General Motors had done a study on how hot it gets on the inside of the car, how much hotter it is than it is outside, and it's fucking ridiculous. And when you add in the humidity and everything, I mean, if I go outside right now, even though it's raining, if I go outside right now and open my truck door and I climb in, it's 40 degrees hotter in there at least. And they've proven it. It's just like an oven. And I cannot imagine that baby girl's moments. Just absolutely horrible. And I don't know. And that dude, and it's, it's really just fucking tragedy. It really is. And I mean, it's no winner in this case. So he gets life. They charge him a second degree. I'm sure he'll plead down to whatever, manslaughter or whatever, and get like 40 years. But there's nothing that's going to bring that baby girl back. Yeah. And then somewhere, I would assume she has a mama and grandparents and stuff that love her. Right? Yeah. So what do you do about that?
My car has an alert, like check your back seat. Every time I get out of my car, there's a ding, and I look at my monitor and it says, be sure to check your back seat. I don't even have young kids. Like, I still look in my back seat. It's a shame that we have
to have cars that tell you to check your back seat.
Right. So
and they do that because of assholes like this.
Right. And the industry has done what it can to stop this. But
it's not the industry's fault.
No, that's what I'm saying is that
they only did it because somebody in the industry was just like you, blown away because some other asshole did this at some point. I wish we could find a way to stop crime, but we can't. And therefore it runs rampant. And here comes the heavy, heavy rain. And therefore it runs rampant, and we get to tell you these stories. So, but y'all, we love and appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll be back tomorrow to bring you some more true crime news. And everything's on video now. I keep forgetting the video's up there. Everything's on video now. Go to YouTube. It comes out a day or so after these episodes drop. There'll be no more audio on YouTube. There will be no more audio on TikTok. It's going to be videos only. And follow us on those channels. They're growing exponentially, as is everything. Thank you to all the national sponsors. Really appreciate you. And if you're not a patron of Convict, you're getting hounded by commercials. But that's okay too. It's business, and that's the way it rolls.
Yes.
So I'm Woody Overton.
Cindy Overton.
And we're the hosts of True Crime Time for Wednesday, June the 11th. And we will holler at you later. Peace.
This Father's Day at Lowe's, score free gifts for the greatest dad. Right now, get a free Blackstone 8-piece accessory kit when you buy a Blackstone 28-inch griddle. Plus, get 2 free select Craftsman V20 tools when you buy an RP brushless drill and impact driver combo kit. Shop these deals and more this Father's Day at Lowe's. We help. You save. Valid through 6/15 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.